Let them know. Islam, let them know. Let them know. Moorish MC order, I'm a round table sheiks. 7 days in a circle and 52 weeks. Dirty Moors copycat and bite the prophet's speech. I'm L without taking a Hajj like Malik. In a group of solo like Raphael Sadiq. Walking over rappers like stepping over a creek. Exposing you dappers, dressing like Greeks. Showing off cheeks, thong wearing whale freaks. Suck like a leech, I'm the nerd you kick sand on at the beach. Verbally your face I stand on, I'm back to teach. Learn a lesson as the piano soothes your mood. Lyrical weed, beat brain food, you turn God. Applying what I speak, the truth, they burn and lie through their teeth. Denationalized, jack for all your supplies and knowledge from the high priest on the mental highs. Bringing you light, giving you sight, close your eyes to pray. Get shackled at night, now they're giving you trite. Tales of ox, feed of pigs and soup. You've been bamboozled, tricked, had and duped. Won't fight your own fight, but you join their troops. Killing others around the world just to stay out the news. Won't fight your own fight, but you join their troops. Killing others around the world just to stay out the news. Let them know. Use the mic to let them know. Let them know. What up, brother Hanif? Use the mic to let them know. This is like Jurassic. They got your birthright. Knowledge is light. They calling you black and you're calling them white. Your name's Mikael and they calling you Mike. Earth shadow is the darkness, they calling it night. Sodom and Gomorrites are called gays and dykes. False education appears real, they calling it fright. Chic on this beat, you're calling it tight. Effects from the roach blunt, calling it heights. With a razor blade on my line, I'm cutting your kites. Rapping blood clot dummies, worry about scuffing the nights. Feminized in tight shirts, showing muscles and ice. Deals, got 'em acting like the 3 blind mice. Rhyming for nursery, laying clay for Andrew Dice. I'm pro, you're Joe, the beat is spike. Can't take my flow, you hope I ease it right. I keep it coming like food and aki, peas and rice. No coleslaw, or tonic roots please, no Sprite. 5 cents for a bag, yo I don't need it alright. 65, 35 fam, no need to fight. Studio time paid with knowledge, time to leave the mic. Let them know. Use the mic to let them know. Let them know. Use the mic to let them know. The truth about nationality and birthright. Let them know.
Agenda to the T, that massive. Ready for the Gideon, Babylon with my shit. We give them what they want, so them want come stash it. We ready for tech back with things and lash it. Unified is the camp, nationality your stamp. When we dealing with the land, we top attaching this man. So who the white man, who the black man? When the law was written by the brown hand. Inspiration from a universal realm, so to distort the realness and take the film. Keeping world under lock and key. Yo, cameras everywhere watching me. Check it, claim of right to be who I am. Public notice from seas to the land. Who's ready to stand? I am in propia persona. To hell with the fiat and the fake money launderers. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. It's time for the people to wake to injustices. Under contract, mind for combat. Natural law, enemies got to fall back. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. It's time for the people to wake to injustices. Under contract, mind for combat. Natural law, enemies got to fall
back.
Let
them know. Use the mic to let them know. Let them know. Use the mic to let them know. The truth about nationality and birthright. Northgate, H2O flow, Sheik, getting that Moorish, Release fall, Shalon Davis, salute.
Check it. They say they wanna learn, they only debate. Referencing the truth, trust me, they only sound the great. Study nationality before you question my estate. I'm not a minority, why you so late? Majority rules, here comes the test. Fact, that's my hand in the form of a V on the chest. That's a womb that is blessed like a moon and a crest. Major forever, infinite mindset. Major from birth, that's a seed in process. I'm a more that is easy to digest. Competent, never terrenilious. That is my land, never vacant. Sacred traditions, petitions for what you're not Jamaican. Westmoreland to Portmore, everybody needs more. If you please more, following apostle, we should read more. I see the unseen more, we more. That's a fact. Canaanland.
They say they wanna learn, complain classes are too long. Don't want it on a phone call, energy too strong. Get it from the wrong source, now they way off course. Think they must be Muslim and give up on all sports. Should give up the red meat, must give up on all porks. Won't be yelling haram when the bottles are uncorked. Eating with the spoon, use forks for tuning. Eating humble pie, no ego ballooning. Samson 2 caterpillars, got him cocooning. As the full moon hung, spiral energy moving. Up through the crown chakra, energy shooting. And told me upload classes before live YouTubing. 16,000 subscribers, 20% consuming. 80% troll pretending to be tuned in. Comment on every video, pushing the thumbs down. We'll push the link when we're live just like a clown. Pouring in the incompetence, always debating. Dissing Drew Ali but won't give their location. His image on the black banner, that's placation. Just get him out of here, Yusuf yells in frustration. We know they're playing games, we're not berating. Calling 911, scimitars penetrating. In defense of prophets and mothers abused. And newly awakened Moors, amused and confused.
Common sense was made before book sense. Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick.
Legendary, bury me in the North Gate Cemetery, February the 4th day. Son of Mary, day ahead of my born day. Independence and law, make civil a lost case. With case laws, we break them down like Jericho. Keeping all my lions tamed, I'm Chris Jericho. I'll keep a mask on deck, I'm Rey Mysterio. Fake pandemics announced over the radio. Annoyed with the game, the joys and the pains. I'm Rob Bass, mixing with rock the hard way.
Common sense was made before book sense. Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick.
Legendary, bury me in the North Gate Cemetery, February the 4th day. Son of Mary, day ahead of my born day. Independence and law, make civil a lost case. With case laws, we break them down like Jericho. Keeping all my lions tamed, I'm Chris Jericho. I'll keep a mask on deck, I'm Rey Mysterio. Fake pandemics announced over the radio. Annoyed with the game, the joys and the pains. I'm Rob Bass, mixing with rock the hard way. I was in a lost state. Prophets stood me up right, brought me to a lost gate. Cooking like I'm Sarbay, prepping like I'm Denzel. Malcolm X, Deja Vu, Roman J, Israel. Had no but do I lay in plain sight. But people still can't see it, so the snake still showing up. Stakes still high, so the race still going up. Warriors of the North Gate, we not slowing up. Born in the manger, sworn to be savior. Walk through the valley of the shadows of the death, dipping slavery. Looking for light, the book of Genesis. Astro plane entrances, invoke the nemesis. Abstract images of past lives kicking in. Danger, running for your life. Finish him.
Moorish key man or oracle. Using Trinity powers, decipher allegorical. Lost in metaphorical, holy books are metaphysic. Facts slap a dirty more or a Drew Ali critic. Calling him Thomas or Walter and get your face caved. Or cut like a close shave. Drowned in my brain waves. Squashed by heat waves. Activating Kundalini. Abyssinia invaded by Mussolini. Selassie I in exile, reptile in Genesis, niggas appearing real, all I see is false evidence. DA are feminists, stomped on by elephants. More like no prejudice, but want Moorish benefits. When you feel the pole magnetic resonance, Apis horns of the sacred book all maleficent. Great cosmic mothers, return to blessedness, no pestilence. Ace all the testaments, tap into remembrance, never to forget again. Use energy right, not put spell effects on men. Wandering the earth plane with no veil of shades, keeps you a mental slave as the horizon fades. It's been decades since Christian crusades, not enough rebellions, too many vigil bouquets. Holding on to the fence, burden on doomsday. War ruled by Mars, it might be on a Tuesday.
Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick. What we do here is we add some common sense thinking to everyday situations or comments that may arise. Want to give it a try?
1770 or 86, 1786, because of the simple fact that when Britain was in this land, Morocco didn't dare enter it and be talking about seizing nothing and owning nothing. So y'all need to understand what's going on. I'm ready to break this down.
Let's break this down. Let's break this down. According to this bedwench right here, according to this nigger bedwench, slave master's daughter lady, right? Morocco wouldn't dare come over the Americas when the British were here because of whatever. She's supposed to be Aboriginal indigenous. How's she giving honors to some pale modern Europeans before Moors, before Morocco? How's she not honoring Morocco? She's going to honor some Europeans being in the Americas, but she's not going to honor the people who gave Europeans permission to be over here? Europeans just come over here on their own. They went to the Moors to get permission to come to America. Do you understand what we're telling you? And Noble Drew Ali already taught us that there's dirty Moors. We already know that there's traitors amongst our people. Just ask the people who killed Pac, Biggie, whoever else that you want to claim, Nipsey. Did some Europeans kill them? Or some Europeans kill them? You told me some Europeans killed Pac and Biggie and all them? Big L? Huh? It's some Europeans that did it, right? Some Europeans are killing us. In 1787, George Washington wrote a letter to the Sultan of Morocco. Oh, your nigger leaders aren't telling you about this. How come they're not telling you about this? Why is a European in America? Think about this. Use your reasoning mind. Stop being a dumbass. Don't be a dumbass. Think for yourself. Europeans came to America in 1492. Right? That's when they came here. They discovered the New World and all that. Okay? We don't care who was here and all that stuff. We're talking about these Europeans, right? These Europeans come over here, right? On their own. They just got in their boats one day and they just said, we're going to go to the Americas. They get to the Americas. They stay in the Americas from 1492 and they're still here today. And the only reason that they're here is because Europeans who were in this land had to write to Morocco in Africa to stay in America. Think about this. Don't be a dumbass. A European who's from Europe came to America. When they came to America, they didn't talk to the Indians who were over here. They didn't talk to these people. They didn't, because they know that they were in violation when they came over here in 1492. They know that they're in violation. And when we say Europeans, we mean dark-skinned people. We're not talking about pale people. We're talking about dark-skinned people. Talk about your own. Not some foreigners. Obviously, over here has to be Morocco. If some people who aren't from here are going to contact Morocco to get permission to be over here. Why didn't they call Cameroon? Why didn't they call Australia? Why didn't they call the Sultan of the Philippines? How come they didn't call the Sultan of Hawaii? Why are they going all the way across the continent to Africa in order to talk to some people over there to be over here? Why didn't they talk to the natives here? If this is Turtle Island and all that stuff, why didn't they talk to the Sultan of Turtle Island in order to be in America? Those are the Aboriginal indigenous people, right? They're the ones who the Europeans came here and murdered them and all that stuff, took all their stuff. Remember, when you say Europeans, we're talking about people who look like us, so you're not messed up. And when you start talking about pilgrims and all that stuff, then now that's when you're talking about these modern Europeans now, the pale people who came over here. And now we can start talking about letters from so-called presidents who weren't presidents yet, writing letters on behalf of some people so they could have government and land that's not theirs. Modern Europeans. Notice there's a difference. Notice we haven't said black guys yet. We're talking about Moroccans and we're talking about Europeans. We're qualifying to you that when we say Europeans, we're talking about people who look like us. But when you start talking about United States government and all that stuff, and you start talking about, the Treaty of Peace and Friendship between some Europeans and some Moroccans, know that it's actually modern Europeans. It's not Europeans. It's modern Europeans. Those modern Europeans in this day and time, Moors call them colonists. These colonists who didn't have land of their own because they were a slave to somebody, and the slave master for them were the Moors. They know this. These modern Europeans, they know this. So to escape the Moors, they came to the Americas because they know that the Europeans came over here 1492, murdered indigenous people and all that stuff, took their stuff. So as modern Europeans, they can come over here. Doctrine of discovery. So these modern Europeans, in order for them to even have a constitution, they had to talk to the owners of the land so they could be over here. This is not what Moors say. This is in modern European history. George Washington wrote a letter to the Sultan of Morocco in 1789. This is documented history. This is not Moorish opinion. This is not what the Moors are saying so we could push some Moorish thing on you. That's not what's going on. We're talking about documented history. You go research this on your own. And again, the question, you can't go further and start talking about anything, treaties, what's the treaty and all that stuff. We're not even talking about all that. We're not even going there. The question is, why are these modern Europeans going all the way across the Atlantic Ocean to talk to some people in Africa over there to be over here? Why wouldn't they talk to the Sultan here? Why didn't George Washington write a letter to the chief of the 6 nations of the indigenous Aboriginal Turtle Island nation? Why is he writing to Morocco? And it's not something you're going to go out there and find research and all that stuff. You're going to have to use your reasoning mind, because they're not going to tell you. Because if they tell you, then that gives up all the goods of what's really going on. And people don't want to know that the Moors is really where it's at. Ain't nothing else that you got, nigger. You're either nigger or you're a Moor. Those are your options. Or you're a sellout traitor of your race. Those are your options. And keep in mind, Moors are sellout traitors to their race too. So don't get it twisted. The time necessarily employed in the arduous task and the disarrangements occasioned by so great, though peaceable a revolution, will apologize and account for your majesty not having received those regularly advised marks of attention from the United States, the modern Europeans, which the friendship and magnanimity of your conduct toward them afforded reason to expect. So, hold on a second. So, not only were these modern Europeans going to them to get permission to be over here, start their own government, we need a treaty so we could have articles of association, so we could have articles of incorporation, so we could have a constitution, so we can have a Bill of Rights, so we can be recognized and stop being somebody's nigger. The Moors, nigger, because, they were slaves to the Moors, which is why they came over here. Because they were escaping slavery from the Moors. So before George Washington was even a president, he was writing letters on behalf of these modern Europeans, building relationships with people in Africa so they could be in America. And you don't think something's off with this story. And they never brought up an Indian chief that George Washington went to get permission. Well, like we said, not only that, George Washington's admitting in the letter that these nigger slaves didn't pay their taxes. And I apologize for them not paying their taxes because we know that you're expecting those taxes. So, hold on a second. So, I thought this dingbat just told you people that Moroccans are in some subordinate position to some Europeans in the Americas in the 1700s. Didn't the dingbat just say that? Okay, so if we have a letter from George Washington apologizing for not paying the taxes, then that would obviously mean that the Moroccan and the European, modern European, are two different statuses. One is a sultan, and the other one is a plenipotentiary. Obviously, the sultan is superior. Obviously, the emperor is more superior than a plenipotentiary. Now, the question that you have to ask yourself now is another question, is if they're going to lie to you and tell you that the Moors fell in 1492, so there's no Moorish whatever, why are these people in the 1700s, which is after 1492, why are these people going to the fallen Moorish people to start their government up? You never wondered about that? You never wondered about that, huh? You never wondered about that? It should be something that you're wondering about. Why is it? Right? Why is it? Something you should be definitely wondering about. Right? Use your common sense. Because these people out here, they have no intentions of you being free. They're working for the other side to keep you enslaved. Because if they weren't, they would be telling you about that you're Moors and they wouldn't be playing this BS games with you. As if people don't know that America's Morocco. The only people who don't know that are the dumb niggers. That's the only people who don't know that America's Morocco.
By the name of Present State of Empire of Morocco, that was written 1788 by Louis de Chenier. 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 Again, 1788. I need y'all, let's go back. We're going to go back. We need to hear all y'all be coming on my page. Oh, people need to know this. Melanated folks need. Now y'all say black. Some of y'all say black people. Well, then like and share because they need to know this. We're gonna go back to Christopher Columbus days, 1492. 1492. Yeah, we know this is supposedly Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Okay, but what they're not telling you with respect to Morocco, and in this book, clearly it had to have left this out. In 1492, the Sultan of Morocco, Boabdil, y'all go look it up, Boabdil, was defeated in Spain in 1492, January of 1492. He was defeated in Spain by Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand, Spain. When he was defeated, he seceded all of his territories, meaning he gave up all of his territories to Spain. This Sultan of Morocco, when defeated in Spain in 1490 of Spain, this is 1492. Then this is when Christopher Columbus comes into play and supposedly finds.
Now let me tell you what the dumb nigger's not telling you. What they're not telling you is that there was no fall of the Moors in Spain. There's no fall of them. The end of Muslim rule at the heart of Spain came to an end on January 2nd, 1492, when Boabdil, Boabdil, relinquished the keys of the Moorish capital to King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella. Relinquished the keys. Does that sound like somebody fell? Shouldn't they be clawing the keys out of a dead man's hand if they defeated somebody? And if he's relinquishing the keys to the capital, who said that means that's the fall of the empire? Where do you hear somebody say the fall of the Moorish Empire somewhere? Or did you hear the Moorish capital? Some people rushed the capital, didn't they? And then they got in there and all that stuff. Did that mean that stuff stopped happening? With regard to U.S. anywhere else in the world? Anything happen? When the people rushed the capital, just like these people rushed the capital of the Moors or whatever like that in Spain, did U.S. stop doing anything? Or were they still going on as if they were still the government and all that? Right? Because all they did was rush the capital. Right? Ain't no big deal. You got one building. Ooh, you run something because you got the building. So these people lie to you. She blatantly lied. There's no defeat of any Moors. It was relinquishment. Look it up. It was relinquishment. There was no giving up of anything, which is why in the 1700s, the modern Europeans still went to the Sultan to get permission to come over here. Keep in mind, you're talking about two different jurisdictions. You're talking about Spain, and then we're talking about Morocco. There's two different places. It's not the same place. It's not the same place. She's talking about the Moors got defeated and all that stuff or whatever. But she's talking about Spain, which Spain is the name that the colonists calls it because everybody knows that's Al-Andalus. So if she's calling it the colonist name, either she's a dumbass or she works for them, right? Because why would she call it the colonist name? If you're saying that they defeated some people, why are you not using the name of the defeated people to honor the defeated people who are our people? Oh, but they won't go there because they want to be Negro, black, colored people and African and all this other BS instead of being Moors.
What we now know as North America and whatever else he claimed, the Americas is what he supposedly is said to have found. Well, here's the deal. The king, the Sultan of Morocco had turned over all the character, either was a convert from Islam or Judaism. Some people say he was from Islamic faith, and then some people, which is a Jew. When we talk about Jews and we talk about Muslims, they all come from that original tribe where everybody went from the Old Testament. And this is a convert. And Islam was a convert from the tribe of Israel. All right. And Judah, they came from the tribe called Judah, and it was shortened to Jew. That's who they were. So this guy, Columbus, converted from either Islam or Judaism because he didn't want to get kicked out of Spain. So now he's been caught y'all to get it out your mind, because right now some of y'all saying Albion's in your head. Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand was melanated folks. Columbus, if he came from Judah or Islam or whatever Muslim, he was dark skinned. So we're gonna get out of this notion of thinking these was Albion. No, they wasn't. At this time, when we look at where the Albion was, this was the Dark Ages. This was the Dark Century. They didn't even know how to wipe their booty good. Y'all got to understand what we're talking about now. So you got this he's got to convince Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand that this land existed so that they can give him money to sail over to these lands and explore to find this land that he said.
Another lie that they're telling you. Because what they're not telling you, that when the key was relinquished to them, when the key was relinquished to them, these modern Europeans, when the key was relinquished to them, now they had access to all of this information from the Moors. Because remember, in the 1400s to the 700s, the Moors were ruling the planet Earth. When these modern Europeans thought the world was flat, people talking about flat Earth today, right? Okay. And everybody knows the Europeans thought you're going to sail to the line and fall off the planet. It's a fiction, isn't it? Oh, but you got flat earthers today, right? And you not think that they got the mindset of the European caveman? Thinking in their incompetence? Your eyes are sphere. Stop the dumb stuff. We talking about flat lines that you saw somewhere. When they got the maps from the Moors after the keys were relinquished, they realized that they thought where they were at with Alhambra and the castles and that was the grandeur. No, it wasn't. That was just right there. They didn't tell them about the other part of the world. Oh, and which is why we give supreme honors to Noble Drew Ali. Because he made it known to these Negro black colored traders that they're not Negro black colored. Stop the BS, we're Moors. And this is the Moroccan Empire. The dominion of Kush, northeast, southeast Africa, and northwest and southwest was his father's dominion of Africa. In later years, many of their brethren from Asia and the Holy Lands joined them. Right? Asia's over there. We're talking about Africa, and then the family got bigger. That's because of the other people, not them coming somewhere to be family. They're already family. What are they family of? Okay, well, the Moabites from the land of Moab, who received permission from the pharaohs of Egypt to settle and inhabit northwest Africa. They were the founders and are the true possessors of the present Moroccan Empire. Right? These are the Moabites from the land of Moab. Were the founders and the true possessors of the Moroccan Empire. Ask anybody, and they're going to tell you that the Moabites is the ancient name for Moors. Moabites is the ancient name for Moors. These Moors' dominion and inhabitation extended from northeast and southwest Africa. So just look on the map and then you say northeast and southwest. Right? So that means that's pretty much the whole continent. Right? Don't forget the holy lands of Asia and all that stuff. Across the great Atlantis, right? So from Africa across Atlantis, not across the Atlantic Ocean, across Atlantis. Atlantis, 1920s, No Bujualis teaching people about Atlantis. They think they're Negro black colored on a slave ship. They don't even know that there was land between Africa and America. That's not even known to them. Remember, we're talking about the inhabitation of the Moors, of the Moroccan Empire. The Moroccan Empire that everybody knows, America is part of Morocco because America is part of the Moroccan Empire. Their dominion and inhabitation extended from northeast and southwest Africa, across Great Atlantis, even onto the present North, South, and Central America, and also Mexico, and also the Atlantis Islands. Before the great earthquake that caused the Atlantic Ocean. Oh, so there wasn't always the Atlantic Ocean there. And because there wasn't always the Atlantic Ocean there, that means all the landmass was one landmass. Because if Atlantis is between that and that's as big as the Atlantic Ocean, then that would mean that everybody could go back and forth anytime they want, big deal. Foreigners with no borders telling you can't go anywhere. Because it's the Moroccan Empire. But we know that you don't like to listen to Moors.
This is Bashar, and he also knows that North America is known as Al-Maghreb Al-Aqsa.
Of course, I know that. North America was known as Al-Maghreb Al-Aqsa, and it reported to the Sultan of Morocco.
Maghreb Al-Aqsa.
Of course, I know that. North America was known as Al-Maghreb Al-Aqsa, and it reported to the Sultan of Morocco.
North America is known as Al-Maghreb Al-Aqsa.
Of course, I know that. North America was known as Al-Maghreb Al-Aqsa, and it reported to the Sultan of Morocco. And there was a relation, this is why I needed to ask you, what's the relation between the first, colonials and the governors of Morocco, because they communicated, because on paper it was part of Greater Morocco. That's known.
That's known.
But I need to know from paper it was part of Greater Morocco. That's known.
That's
on paper it was part of Greater Morocco. Governors of Morocco, because they communicated, because on paper it was part of Greater Morocco. And the governors of Morocco, because they communicate, the first, colonials and the first, colonials and the first, colonials and the governors of Morocco, because they communicated, because on paper it was part of Greater Morocco. That's known.
That's known.
That's known. And he's from Palestine. So he's from Palestine and he knows. How come a dumb nigger bedwench in America doesn't know? How come she doesn't know? This Palestinian knows.
It existed. Okay. Well, now understand this. He's selling under Spain. He's selling under Spain. So even if he did get over there and find some territory, even if he had been a part of Morocco, which he wasn't, but let's say he was. Let's just say he was a part of Morocco. When he gets over to this land, he was selling under Spain. And by the way, Spain and the Moroccan Empire had been defunct. It was defeated. So by the time he got over there, anything that he found belonged to Spain, not Morocco, not the British, not nobody else, but it would belong.
That's a lie. Because in all these Europeans, modern, that came to the Americas, met people here. And the people here had their own government, and they had their own mosques, they had their own temples, they had their own pyramids, they had their own everything over here. They don't need to go talk to them. They don't need any permission from over there because they fell. That means we fell across Atlantis. Because we fell in Jersey, that means that the Moors in Florida don't have any power. That means, oh, all their stuff is given up. No, it doesn't mean that. That's a lie. That's a lie. And they're going to keep lying to you so you can be confused about this Moorish thing. Their duty, their obligation is to the crown and to make sure that they could have their little room that they could sit in with their alkaline water and stuff like that, TVs on the wall and all that, right? Have their V-neck stuff and their choker and their crystal chains and bangles and all that stuff. Let's talk about they have culture. They don't have any culture. These people are stateless. They're nationless. Too dumb for their own good. And don't want to admit that they're wrong. Want to keep playing the game with you to have you think that you have nothing to do with Moors and Moorish and Morocco and all that. That's some pale people over there. Make you give up your own stuff and then complain and bitch when you get lynched in Texas. Don't complain. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. They shot the guy in the street and all that stuff, and now people making jokes about it. Aubrey got the death sentence. At least these guys are still alive. Man. I think they're playing games with you for. Because you're stateless. You don't want to hear what Noble Drew Ali said. You want to listen to your nigger leaders selling you out, calling you black, Negro, and all this other BS.
Spain, because that's who paid him to go there. All right. But let's carry on. Even if he did find something, it would be Spain's territory and not Morocco, but he wasn't even under Morocco. He was a Christian. Okay, hold on. Let's carry on. Again, y'all look this up. Boabdil, that was the Sultan of Morocco at the time. Boabdil. All right, 1492, he was defeated.
She just lied. Boabdil's not the Sultan of Morocco. That's a lie. But they know niggers don't read. So they can play these games with you. They know you don't know thyself. They want to talk, decipher Matrix 1, Matrix 2, Matrix 3, Matrix 4, and 18-hour videos about, oh my gosh, the metaphysics of the... No, it's about know thyself. That's all it's about. It's about not being in the cocoon like a dumb nigger. Plug the stuff out your mouth. Take off the tabs and all that stuff. Get out the damn pods and go be Neo. That's all it's about. That's all. There's no metaphysics to go check out unless it's Moors doing it. Anybody else talking about some deciphering, some whatever, and they're not Moors? Pfft, they're not deciphering jack. What are they deciphering? Your job is keep you confused. And then the one who put Neo on was Morpheus. And you still don't get it because you're dumb. Still don't get it.
Now, anything, as we said, found in the territory by Columbus would belong to Spain because that's who he was selling under, and he was a Christian. He switched He switched because he didn't want to get kicked out. Morocco came into the game. I said, hey, nothing in history. If you do, let me know. Send it over here. Let's talk about it. Let's dissect it. But in all of my research, Morocco comes into play in 1788. Why? Because there was a war between the United States of America and Britain. I want y'all to understand this. Y'all gonna have to take notes. When you have these United States, let's understand who was running the United States of America, because you've got your original people of the land. The original people of the land were a copper-colored people, such as myself. Copper-colored people are.
Oh yeah? Oh yeah? Oh, she's colored? Okay. She said she's colored, right? She said she's colored? I'm pretty sure I heard her say that she's colored. She's copper colored, right? Okay. It has been held that there is no legal, technical signification to the phrase colored person, which the courts are bound judicially to know. So if there's no legal, technical signification to the phrase colored person, and she's parading around that she's copper colored, and then you're saying, oh, she's really copper colored people. Oh, how about we do this? Let's look up color, since you want to play dumb. Because colored comes from color, right? Colored isn't a word, right? The origin of colored is color. This is what color means. An appearance, semblance, or simulacrum as distinguished from that which is real. Oh, so if you're copper colored, that means you're fake, right? If you're copper colored, that means that you're fake. Isn't that what that means? A deceptive appearance? When you say that you're copper colored, why would they be telling you that you're a deceptive appearance? Why are they telling you that? Why are they calling you a deceptive appearance? Why? Because they're deceiving you. You don't want to be Moors. But you're going to listen to these dingbats. You're going to listen to these idiots. You're going to listen to these jokers. And want to know how come our conditions suck as a people? Because your own. If we were Moors, this stuff is done tomorrow. If we had nationality tomorrow, stop playing games, start playing Negro, black, colored games. This stuff will be over tomorrow. But again, their duty is to keep you confused. Not keep you confused generally. Keep you confused about what this Moorish thing is. Once they have you foggy with the Moorish thing, everything else is foggy. You don't know jack. And they're telling you out their own mouth that they're the copper colored people. They're not gonna say they're the Americans. They're gonna say they're the copper colored people. When colored means fake. And then be mad that their conditions suck. And then everybody's coming in their land, living a life, having the stuff that they want. And they still don't get it. And like Drew Ali said, our people only learn at the point of a sword. Our people only learn at the point of a sword. That means that our people only learn from pain. They don't learn from happiness and blissfulness and things that are humanitarian. They learn from death and destruction. That's the only way our people learn. And then after that, they still don't learn. Sword through them. Our people still don't learn. So make sure you focus on yourself. Make sure you save yourself. Just like you're supposed to know thyself. Because ain't nobody coming. Ain't no superhero more coming to save you. You better be that and save yourself. Because no one is coming for you. You know no one? If you don't have nationality, you're a nigger. No matter what color you are. Nigger is a stateless person. If you're stateless, then you're going to be taken advantage of, guaranteed, by whoever that wants to take advantage of you. And it's just that simple. Our people want advanced. They can't even deal with the simple, but they want advanced. They don't know why they're confused. Right? How you boys with Yassine Bey and you're still calling yourself Talib Kweli? How? That's your boy. He's not most deaf no more. He's not most deaf anymore. He's not playing black African BS. He's not some temple member. He has nationality now. Because he's your boy, he's going to chill with you still. Because he's your boy. How you know Yassine Bey, you're still talking about Dave Chappelle and all that? When that's your boy. And you got L in your stuff already. Chappelle. You already got L on there. You already got it. And you married a Moro, and we know that your wife knows about the Moros. But we don't know. They could just be playing you. They could have nationality card in the background and, they just ain't talking about it. Because I don't know how you're going to have, your boy is a Moor with a free national name and all that, and you're not talking about, forget this, I'm going to proclaim my nationality too. It's my boy. When we did the Black Star BS together, all this black crap, we were down. Okay, so how come? What's going on here? How you love Michael Jackson and you don't know he's Mikael? How you love Mike Tyson? You don't know he grew up in Brownsville and he knew people who used to live in Noble Drew Ali Plaza. And he used to go train in Noble Drew Ali Plaza gym. Then how you don't know about Noble Drew Ali Plaza? Then you think the Moorish stuff isn't where it's at? See, Janet went and got herself a Muslim or whatever like that. You want to bone Janet and all that stuff, but you don't want to be a Moor? When she went Muslim? Please. You people think you're fooling with the dumb stuff. Stop playing games with Moors. Because everybody knows. And either they're telling you or they ain't telling you. Eh? You dumbasses. Yeah, how you repping for Detroit Pistons and Bays on your team and you're not repping for the Moors? But you want Bay to score all the points though. And Bay hit the game winner and all that. Everybody's cheering and all that stuff, but you're not riding with the Moors? You're bad boys for life and all that stuff. But you're not repping for the Bay? Are you not repping for the Bay? This is why people suffer. It's right in their face. Truth, right there. They don't want it. They want the illusion. You want the illusion? Go ahead, do your thing. Don't come crying to Moors. Beg you, don't come crying to Moors. Go to your master over there. Go cry to them. Don't talk about Moors. You got tickets and all that stuff. Well, you got taxes. How do it? Don't come to Moors. Go talk to all these Negro leaders who you've been giving your mind for the past 20, 30, 40 years. They haven't taught you jack. We know they haven't taught you jack because you're still not El Bede Al or Ali. You're still some African black nigger name. They don't have a nationality. And then get mad when Moors don't want to deal with you. But you're not mad that Japanese not dealing with you. You're not mad that Jews aren't dealing with you. You're not mad that Chinese and well, you're kind of mad that Chinese do it because every time you go to their store, they talk their stuff in their language and all that stuff. And you know they're talking about your stank feet and all that stuff. You know, they got to push down your bunions and all that. And cussing you out in their own language. You don't even know what the hell they're talking about. But you're giving them your finance, though, like a dumbass. And if you do open your own nail shop or whatever like that, you got some purple hair, weave-wearing guy doing your nails. So, she did such a good job. What is she? She has a beard. What is she? What? What she do? What are you talking about? But you don't have a nationality, so you fall for everything and stand for nothing. Honors to all the Moors worldwide. Honors to all the mothers. Supreme honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Day 3 of Noble Drew Ali week. So make sure you study about your Moorish history. Make sure you study about Noble Drew Ali. Don't be fooled. Don't be played out of knowing about the Moorish history because you're listening to some of these idiots. Kush and Koffee and UN Republic BS. Don't listen to any of these people. Use your thinking mind. Use discernment. Fact check everybody. And come to your own conclusion about are you a Moor or are you some other BS. Don't listen to what anybody tells you. Fact check everybody. As soon as you realize they're talking some BS, press them on their BS that they're talking about. The colored people. How you colored? And Drew Ali came in the 20s. 100 years ago, he came and told you you're not colored. And you're still saying you're colored today? Disrespectful. Honors to all the Moors worldwide. Peace and love.